जब नन्ही चींटी दाना लेकर चलती है, चढ़ती दीवारों पर 100 बार फिसलती है। चढ़कर गिरना, गिरकर चढ़ना न अखरता है। मन का विश्वास रगों में साहस भरता है। आखिर उसकी मेहनत बेकार नहीं होती, कोशिश करने वालों की हार नहीं होती। Jai Hind everyone, welcome to the Patriotic IAS, and again we will start our the Hindu session, and the Hindu analysis we will start with 2 days the topic that we are going to cover. We try to cover as much as relevant topic that is from the UPSC. So today we have many of the topic that is being repeated, but it helps in the retaining for the long time. So yes, many times I bring some of the area that is already has been discussed, but yes, repetition is the key. Repeated study is the key to recall these facts during the UPSC prelims or the mains. That is the main purpose. So the first news will start with the Iran, the attack from the Pakistan to the Iran. Just we will locate the Chabahar port because it is important with respect to the India-Iran relation. GS paper 2, IR international relation. This is important. World Economic Forum has been mentioned in same news that the minister of the Iran is in the uh, World Economic Forum session is going on the Davos that is in the Switzerland. So we will try to bring some of the report that is brought by the World Economic Forum. Try to know something about this. So important with respect to the GS paper 2. We have seen that there has been a distress alert transmitter has been introduced, so it will help in the disaster management. GS paper 3. Then this Justice Bedi report with respect to the encounters in the Gujarat. Just you should know this is associated with that. You can use that in the Article 21 whenever you are going to write a answer with respect to the right to life. Then we will study sub-categorization of the SCs, particularly in the case of the Madiga, that is the community demanding in the Karnataka. There has been the politics around it. So just we will try to know that is it possible through the constitutional mechanism, constitution permits or not, and if permit, what are the conditions. So GS paper 2. GM crop, in the case of the mustard, we are going to allow, and the same is in the Supreme Court it has been the petition that it should create the threat to the environment. So we will just try to know about the basics about this oil seeds and how it can impact India if it is introduced. Then HPV is in the news because it was a rumor that the government has introduced it under the universal immunization program, but in reality government has it not introduced in its universal immunization program. It is going to be introduced in the August and September. So we will just try to know about the basics, some of the basics. Then walk-in service with respect to the TV patients. So this has been introduced in the Tamil Nadu. This is a progressive step. So we will try to know what is this walk-in model. Place of Worship Act 1991. It is in the news because of this Gyan Vyapi case that has been emerged issue, and also the Mathura, the Sikh Janmabhoomi, like the Ram Janmabhoomi, there has been the new issue, and it is in the court. So we will study in that context. On the editorial page, this is the Indian media written. This article is written by our leader from the Congress party, Sasi Tharoor. So we will try to get some information how we can use in the essay. India-UK defence ties. As we know that our defence minister was on the visit to the UK, and we have agreed on this deal, technology transfer. So we will study how it help India. GS paper 2, India-UK relation, as well as India's upgradation in the military and defence. So GS paper 3 also. Then India's education system. It is in the context of the recent report from the Asia Pratham, that is the NGO, and it's published the Asia report. So we have seen the what has been the condition of the education system at the basic ground level in the rural area. So we will study. After that, there is the a whole news page is given to the this copyright that has been arise due to the use of this material from the New York Times, and it has been used by the OpenAI. That is the company. OpenAI is the company that has developed the Chat GPT. Then we will study the copyright basics in India. Not we will go into that particular case. Then we will study how satellite track the weathers. Recently, we have seen so many weather broadcasting with respect to the fog and the cold conditions. So we will study how the satellites uh, analyze and project these weather conditions. Steadfast Defender, Steadfast Defender 2024. This is the drill military exercise that is under the NATO. We will study. Just try to see the basics. Further, there is in the world news, it has been considered that the China widened trade highway in the South America. So we have seen the recent project that has about to complete in the 2024 in the Peru. That will we study. And Yanomami indigenous group that is in the Amazon forest, rainforest, and this is in the Brazil. Just we will try to see that it is in the news. That why UPSC can ask these updates, these information in prelims as well as mains. So let's start with the first article. So this is with respect to the Pakistan launch in retaliation. We know that the few days, 2 days, 3 days back, Iran attacked in the military camp in the Pakistan. Now Pakistan is retaliating. Now, after the Pakistan has an attack, now Iran is planning to attack back to the Pakistan, and they are going to use Chabahar Port. Chabahar Port is very important for India because we are developing the port and we are making a route to the Central Asia, and it is also a reply to the Gwadar Port of the Pakistan that China is developing, and it is under the China-Pakistan Economic Corridor Belt and Road Initiative. Okay. To just see that where is this Gwadar port, we will try to locate it in the map. Okay, so this is Gwadar is located here. Gwadar is located here, Chabahar is here. So this is India. We are making this sea route here, and we are trying to reach here to the Central Asia. Turkmenistan, Uzbekistan, all these area is important. Kyrgyzstan, important for India because we cannot go through this route because there is the Himalaya as well as Pakistan and China is there. They are not let us pass through this. They are not giving the road. They have different conditions. So we have only option that we will reach here, and then after that we are making rail and road link to the this area. And this is very close to Gwadar port. We are developing here Gwadar is here. See, it is developed by the China in the Pakistan, and it will pass through the China-Pakistan corridor. This will go through this area. Okay, so from there they are developing to the here. So you should be careful. This is in the Gulf of Oman, and here the Persian Gulf. Oman is there. UAE is here. This port is here. India is developing that. Okay. Next important news that we are going to cover is this World Economic Forum. So you should know this World Economic Forum is the non-governmental organization for the public and private sector collaboration, and its headquarters is in the Switzerland. The city name is the Cologne, Geneva, in the Geneva. And the purpose of this World Economic Forum is to improve the uh, state of world by engaging business, political, academic, and other leaders of society to shape the global, regional, and industrial agenda. So this is the main purpose. You should know that this is the intergovernmental organization. This is not under the UN. Very careful and the important report that it's published is the Global Competitiveness Report. It started in 1979, and one more important report is the Global Gender Gap Report. It's talk about the gap between the men and women. Competitiveness report measured the competitiveness of the countries and economies. Okay, the two is very important. Other report also it bring is the global information technology report. You should careful about the this two report. More global risk report assess the global risk here. Global travel and tourism report measured the travel and tourism competitiveness. Financial development report, this is also important. Financial development report. Okay. So it is mainly just various aspect of the financial system and priority for the improvement. This is the area, and it also published the global enabling trade report. The meeting of World Economic Forum is going in the Davos. That is very famous. It is in the Switzerland. This is all about this news. Next news we will going to cover. There has been a very sad news that there has been the capsize of the boat, and there has been the death of 12 school student and 2 teachers. Total 14 casualty. You should know that this Harika Lake where this has taken place, and it is in the Barodara. Okay. Okay, so next important news is with respect to this INS Visakhapatnam, Gulf of Aden, and it has tried to save this naval ship that has been with the Indian passenger as well. So just you should know the name of this ship is the MV Genco Picardy, and it associated with the US as well, but the Indian passenger was there. There has been also attack on the other ships like the MV Chem Pluto and Sai Baba. So this has been in the news. Please remember port of call here. It has mentioned port of call. Port of call is associated with the where the ships stay for some time. It's refuel, and also the passenger gets some of the their intakes like their lunch or dinners, whatever they have to they have to take their food and those things, the rest for few times. Okay. In this context, you should you must have been careful about the area that is Red Sea and the Gulf of Aden, where this Houthi attack is still, and Houthis are being supported by the Iran. You have to recall, you have to retain all these things. That's all. The most important thing you should here know, na, most of the attack is taking place on the Israel-owned ships, and so they are trying to impact the Israeli economy and trade. Next important news that we are going to take that is relevant for the UPSC is this. This is associated with the disaster management and also geography, that landslides are common in the Western Ghat, and these areas like the Idukki, Palakkad, Mallapuram and Pathanamthitta and Wayanad. Wayanad, where the Congress leader, Mr. Rahul Gandhi, is representing this constituency, Wayanad. So you should know where they are on the map. Let me show you so that you could have clarity. Oh, okay. So this Wayanad, this is here. Wayanad is here. This is also famous for the environmental perspective because there is the wildlife sanctuary. So Mallapuram is here, Palakkad is here. Okay. And this is very close to the Kozhikode, Calicut. Okay. So you should know this. This is the In the physical map, you should locate this is very close to the Nilgiri Hills. Nilgiri Hills, this is the highest peak. Here the Doda Beta is the highest peak of the Nilgiri. Other hills you should, whenever you go here, you should also try to observe, like the Palghat Gap is here, and this Palani Hills is here, Annamalai Hills here. So these are the things you should always consider whenever you are going in the map. So there has been it has revealed that 30%, 13% of the land mass in the Kerala vulnerable to the landscape. So whenever we have the prior information, we take the prior preventive measure. Other important news is with respect to this distress alert transmitter that has been introduced by the ISRO. So, if the question asks that distress alert transmitter, they are developed by the ISRO, and its utility is that whenever the fisherman in the sea is in the distress, they can inform the risk operators. They will again send back that yes, we have received your information and we are coming to rescue. So this will help this rescue operation. Next important news is with respect to the Justice Bedi report. Justice Bedi report was on the encounters in the Gujarat that took place between 2002 to 2007, when our present Prime Minister Narendra Modi was the Chief Minister of the Gujarat. And it has given that yes, there has the three cases where the police can prosecute for the fake encounter. The encounter was not real, it was made by the police. And whenever this is coming, you should also mention that yes, whenever there is the fake encounter, it is violation of Article 21, right to life and liberty. And who knows what was the purpose, because we should try to know the exact who was the guilty, who was the link. If the we are going through all the trials, we get this lot of information that if there is a criminal, who other person is associated with, who are funding, for whom he was working. If you will kill in between, you suppress lot of data. So instead of promoting encounters and other such activity, we should promote the speedy trial and is effective trial. That whenever there is the criminal, it should be the punish. The police system should be like that, and within the time bound manner. Next important report is with respect to the subcategorization of the ST, scheduled caste and scheduled tribe. This demand is going on for the long time, because we find that this reservation, this benefit of the reservation has been taken, just benefited few of the creamy layers community. So if there will be the subcategorization, we will provide the reservation within the community. So this Madinga community, there has been the constitution of the a committee that will try to see that whether this subcategorization of ST and ST is permissible as per the constitution or not. And this committee include the secretaries of the Home Ministry, Law Ministry, Tribal Affairs Ministry, Social Justice Ministry. There has been already previous commissions such as the Justice P. Ramchandra Raju Commission in 1996. So the last thing is that this is just try to know that whether it is not that the provision doesn't prohibit particularly the parliament to make the law with respect to subcategorization. Only issue is that there is the sufficient data just justify that this all category that we are going to subdivide, there is the respect to socioeconomic data with respect to their backwardness. Then if we have the data, parliament has the power to make a law to subcategorize. So this is the main thing that is needed. You should also know this definition of scheduled caste that comes from the Article 341 as well as 342. 341 is for the scheduled caste and 342 is for the scheduled caste. And here let's see that what is provide. It's provide, yes, there is the Article 341. It's talk about the president may with respect to the any state or union territories as well as state has also power after consultation with the governor. Okay, so they can first publish a public notification they bring, and they can notify that this particular category is going to be included in scheduled caste and scheduled tribe. 342 is for the scheduled tribe. Both article is for the same thing, how we have to include the scheduled caste and the scheduled tribe. But yes, it is for the scheduled tribe, it is for the scheduled caste, and it is latter the parliament by law include or exclude those from the this list. So I hope this is clear. Next important news that we are going to take is that this Niti Aayog has said that there has been the 24, near about 25 crores people have moved out of the multi-dimensional poverty. So whenever you are going to write anything that what is our status, what is the government achievement in the poverty reduction, so you can use this data in the GS paper 3 as well as in the essay. This has been in the controversy with respect to the mustard crop. Now we know that as the government has allowed that this mustard hybrid of the genetic modified seeds should be environmentally released, but there has been case against this that there is the safety consideration, safety threat, as well as the plea said that this genetic engineering appraisal committee this has not evaluated in a proper manner, means there has been the error in the evaluation by this committee. So here it has been provided that what is the condition of this mustard oil. Half percentage of the need of this edible oil is being imported, so it is creating stress on our the import exchequer, the budget, financial exchequer of the government. And beside that, it is talking that already we are importing this genetic modified edible oil. Here it has provided that this canola oil that is also associated with this mustard. This is the already genetically modified. Also, many of the import from this US, Brazil, Canada, what we are importing, like the soybean and the sun. This all these oils has been 80% of them are growing is the genetically modified. So this is the thing that here you can bring data that 45% has been the import and 15,000 crore is impacting. But the thing is that counterpoint that is provided is that there has been the lot of variety, and I think there has been the 70-80 variety of this mustard, and this could create a threat if we will not, if we will allow this. Okay, so there has been somewhere the numbers. What was the numbers of the, yes, India has 5,477 variety of mustard. So if there is any such step that will promote the genetically modified, most of the farmers will go for that, and it will take the place of the all uh, these local variety, indigenous variety. And as much as variety is there, there is security against the any of this environmental threat. For example, if there is the any pesticide attack, if there is only one type of crop and that pesticide, that pest is a threat for that crop, so that pest can destroy all the crop. But if there is the so many varieties, so some of the variety that pest can be successful to destroy, but with the sum of the variety that can resist, and that's why there is the safety. Whole crop will not get destroyed, but there will be, if there is the only one type of the this crop, So there is the chances that the whole crop, if there is any modification, any negative impact, this will impact whole variety. So there is always need to a diversification. So this is the point for the supporting that yes, indigenous variety should be protected, but the for the introduction of the GM crop, the logic is that the import money, import cost is very high in India, and second is that already we are using the GM crops that are imported, so that's why it is allowed. The name of this allowed, that we have allowed this this Dhara mustard hybrid 11 variety that Indian government has allowed to introduce into the environment. Next important news that already is going on, this human papilloma virus HPV. So just we will know the basics that this is associated with the cervical cancer, and this is developed in the women's cervix. What is the women's cervix? So women's cervix is this part is the women's cervix. Let's show you. Yes, this is vulva, this is vagina, and this is the cervix. This is the part that get affected by the this virus. So you should know, and yes, this is due to the this is on the high risk due to the sum of the activity that is particularly associated with the virus get infected when there is the compromise with the sexual hygiene, and also age of pregnancy and number of the children, on the use of contraception and the immune state of individual status. Okay, so this is that if you the person is not following proper sexual hygiene, or there is also this is impacting those who are between the age of 25 and between the 65. Okay, this is the high risk group. So this article is talking about that in some cases high risk strain of the virus persists for the body and could lead to the cancer. Actually, this is talking that this virus is found in the most of the women and those who are in the age and those who are in the particularly being in the sexual intimacy. So this virus is found in most, but it persists for a long time if they are not careful about their hygiene activity. And this virus, if continuous for the long time, then it's turned into the this cervical cancer. Otherwise, this is not the virus just itself going and it's creating the cervical cancer. If they are persisting for the long time, only then cervical cancer starts. So what is the need? So it's is first of this need a combination of awareness program to prevent it, vaccination program that we have started properly implemented, and regular screening is very important, because if it is detected at the very initial stage, it can be cured. There is the medicine, so we can. First of all, we need to eradicate stigma through the education program, because many a times there is the something there is always a negative mindset of the people with respect to this sexual hygiene. People don't appreciate it, consider it a negative thing. So we need to educate people. No, we have to careful about this thing. Whenever you are doing this activity, you have to be careful about this checkup, regular checkup as well. Okay, here it is talking, it is the 100% curable if it is detected at the prior stage. Okay. Then it is further talking that what is the test? The test for this is the pap smear. That is the testing measure that is taken. Okay, so there has been the misinformation in the women that if they have taken the pap smear test once, this is sufficient. But this is not sufficient. This pap smear test should be taken every after 3 years. In the once in the 3 years, that is important. And those who are at the high risk, they need to take on the annual basis every year. Okay, so this HPV DNA testing has now brought into the for the new screening method, and these tests are the less prone to the quality problem. Means even you can do testing by yourself. Like the pregnancy test can be done by the person himself. There is no need of the external doctors. The same, this test is also can be done by themselves. And latter further it is talking about that most there has been the introduction of the vaccine is also there. Vaccine has been given, now it is administered to the age group 9 to 14, and most of the world, I think 100 country in the world has introduced this. Okay, and which strain, which particular type of this virus is more creating more cancer? This is the HPV, is stereotype 16 and 18. This is the causing 70% of the cervical cancer. I hope this is all about this news. Just you should know that this PAP smear is associated with the cervical cancer. Cervical cancer is associated with the women, and particularly it is with the human papillomavirus. And this is curable. Vaccine is also there. India has not included under its universal immunization program, but it is about to introduce in the August, maybe August or maybe later. But yes, it is about to introduce. Next important news that we will take with respect to the TV. TV has been included in this Sustainable Development Program as well, and under this we want to reduce it by the 90% TV death and 80% reduction in the incidence by the 2030. This is the aim under the Sustainable Development Goals. The development is that we have started, Tamil Nadu government had started the walk-in model. Mainly when TB is not death causing, if it is cured and if it is treated in a proper manner. But the thing is that people do not complete the course, they do not follow the course of the medication. This is the main thing. And why? Because there is the some of the restrictions, some of the compulsion of the people who are involved in the job, they are doing day-to-day activity, they miss this thing. That's why what is they are providing under the walk-in model, you have to just approach one center and everything is provided. You don't have to go for a different place to manage the money or the how you will pay all that thing. Here it will provide the loan facility as well. So this is all service starting with the screening. Testing will start, your medication will given, your provision of nutrition, supplement, all thing will be provided at one center. So people don't have to go at different place for the testing, medication and managing the money. So that's why you should know this is good model. This should be implemented across the India so that we can achieve these targets, 90% reduction in the death and 80% reduction in the TB incidence. Next important news that we will take, this is, let's take first this editorial. Editorial is talking about this again, Place of Worship Act 1991. This is the act so that we can reduce the conflict between the different religious group on the name of this religious person. This temple is mine, this mosque is mine, because this is also a very fertile ground to use it as a political tool. So that's why we brought the act in 1991 when the this Ayodhya issue was there. So we will start that those places who are already whatever their nature, it is the mosque or the temple, if they are there and they are before our independence 1947, we will not take these cases of to convert into the other, despite whatever the historical background could be there. It is not allowed. That's why it is good that on the case of this Mathura, Supreme Court has rejected this plea that they wanted to search with a panel appointment of a committee to know that what was the nature, historical nature of this Shahi Idgah mosque, and there has been some land exchange from the temple and the mosque. So whatever has been taken, it should not be taken into the now further consideration. This Gyan Wap is also going on with respect to Banarsi. So this it is talking about that this type of the controversial things should not be allowed to take the public domain, to comes in the public domain. Next important news is associated with this the result that we have come after this ASA survey. ASA, this is the annual status of education report, and the title of this report was the Beyond Basics. So in this report, it has been found that those students in the rural area, their age is between 14 to 18. They are not able to do the simple mathematics. They are not able to do a division of the 3 digit by the 1 digit. 3 digit means 375 or something is that has the digit, and it should be divided by the 1 digit number, like the between 1 to 9. So they are not able to do, and that is expected that the that can be done by the class 3/4 student, but 14 to 18 age, it means that they are in the class of 9, 10, 11, 12. So even this category they are not able to do. They are not able to read the normal sentences in the English, even in their mother tongue, their native language. They are not able to read, and this is the condition. Here it has given that 25% of this age group cannot read a class 2 level text in their mother tongue. And the number of students that has been surveyed are the 34,000. This is a good sample, this number. And it has given that the 86% of in this age group, they are enrolled in the education system. This is good, but their dropout is started at this level, 4%, and it is going to increase as the age group is going to increase. At the 18 years, 33% of they are the out of the college and the education system. So all this thing has been in the this news. You should remember this Nipum Bharat mission. This has been implemented to achieve the universal foundational literacy and numeracy in the primary schools by the 2025. There has been also right to education that ensured the universal access to the education. You can use all this thing whenever you are going to write anything in the education sector. You can use these in the further point. You can criticize with this the situation, and you can come with the robust and reform in this area. So your answer will be effective. Next important news that we will take is this from the, okay, where is, 1 second. This is this particularly article is talking about the media, role of media. So media is considered as the fourth pillar of a democracy. The three pillars like the our legislature, our executive, and judiciary. They are the three pillars. Fourth pillar is the media. But the thing is that now the number of media has increased, but the quantity, but the quality has not increased. They are trying to make someone villain. They are coming with the breaking news. They are making sensational news that is very interesting, but the truth and the fact and the impact they are not going to analyze. This is the issue. And now, instead of the many cases, instead of judiciary, media trial is going on. So these, he has said that there was the Agni Pariksha in the ancient India. Now the media pariksha is going on, the trial by the media, and this social media, culture has also made the situation worse, because there has been the unverified information and fact that is going in the public domain. At least in the print media and those electronic media, there is some of the regulation, some of the monetary body, but in this case, social media, the check and the feedback is not proper. Free media, he is talking that despite that if the government is going to curb some of the media person who is speaking against the government by the different laws, recently we saw, he is talking despite all that thing, free media are the lifeblood of the democracy, and it's enable the free citizenry to make their choice who govern them and how govern them. Well-informed citizenry is inculcated by this free media. It is media job to look critically at the elected officially. So it is the media who can hold accountability of who are going to represent the people and who are in the power. So it is talking about the yes, media freedom is all about. So you can write all this thing. Free here he has compared that the free press is the both mortar and that bind together the bricks of our country's freedom, as well as the open window that embedded those bricks. So it's provide information as well as it is like the mortar, it's bind the people, it's bind the country's freedom. Okay. So whenever you are going to write the press and media freedom, you should use all this line to in your support and why it is needed. Next important news that we are going to take again is it is the article with respect to the UK India defense, and it is written by Hers Pant. So whenever you are writing your answer with respect to your optional political science and international relation, you can use the name of Hers Pant. He is expert in international relation, and mainly with the this agreement that is with the UK, we are going to get this electrical propulsion that will use in the power aircraft carriers. Those fleet of the navy that is still we don't have the electrical propulsion, and Indian Navy at present are not powered by this electrical propulsion. So our technology is not because this electrical propulsion not our technology is not as per the need, because the Chinese has this electrical propulsion they have developed, we are not. So there is always threat in Indian Ocean. That's why this electrical propulsion that integrated with the capability to produce a low acoustic signature by removing the link between principal mover and the propulsion. So it help in the it's reduce the traceability, surveillance, and other whenever there is the risk to be attacked. So previously there was India-UK relation has been good, but there has been always this angle of the UK angle is from the our historical past when we were a colony under the Britain, and when Britain was going giving us independence, so creation of Pakistan was there. So from there onwards, UK always want to treat India and Pakistan equally, and that's created tussle that India don't want to be treated equally with the Pakistan. So whatever the weapons it sell to the India, it also sell to the Pakistan. If there is ban for the Pakistan, it is ban for the India. So this is hindering in our relationship. So whenever you are going to write a challenge, so it with India-UK relation, you can write the challenge. Other challenge is with respect to the recent the Khalistan issue. That is the Khalistan issue that is going on with the six separatists that are active in the UK. There has been the protest against the Indian embassy. So this was also hindering. But the recently we have seen that the due to the Chinese influence in the Indian Ocean, and most of the this trade route that is also important for the UK as well. So UK's trade and its business is also getting impacted by the this threat from the Chinese. That why there has been the closeness that has made possible a positive, a converging point for India and UK. So this can be utilized. Recently, we have also seen the several joint military with the both nations has taken place, and also we are taking that the UK will deploy a literal response group, a specialized amphibians warfare group in Indian Ocean, and that will also operate with the Indian Navy, and this will increase the interoperability of the Indian Navy. Interoperability means we Indian Navy will know the what is the system of the UK, and UK Navy will know what is the system of the Indian weapons and warfare. These all the things they will try to learn that whenever there is the immediate condition, they have to help each other. How they will help. This is the thing that we do in the military exercises. One thing you should know, by this agreement we are going to get the electrical propulsion to power aircraft carriers. This is the most important thing. Two thing you can important, the threat is between the challenge between the India and relation is that the legacy issue that the India and Pakistan when got freedom, this UK tried to deal both in the same line, and that's create the challenge. And Khalistan issue, this is the recent development that is creating the issue. In the last, you can the recent developments such as the rise of the Chinese in the Indian Ocean and their influence, that is making a positive ground to come India and US on the same line, same ground. Next important thing is with respect to the issue that is going with respect to copyright issue, and it has been the case that is going in USA where the this New York Times, it has lawsuit against the OpenAI. OpenAI is its backer Microsoft. It is under the Microsoft, and it has developed the Chat GTP. And it is that the New York Times has accused that this OpenAI has used its material. So whenever you go for the this copyright, it's grant the exclusive right of the creator, owners, and original works, enabling them to control them and use them and distribute them. Means if I have invented some music or some of the literary work or the some of the knowledge, that I has the only power to use them, sell them, how it could be used. All this is known as the copyright. Means I have the right how it should be used, how it's commercially exploited, the company who can use, so that it can incentivize to creation of the more and more such research. So this is the means copyright. It's grant the exclusive right to the creators and owners. Means if I create, if I owns, I have the right. Okay. And for the duration of this is the as long as the person who created live and plus 60 years. Means if I will live for the 30 years, so 30 years plus 60 years after I die. So that is the main time. And whenever there is the chance, what is tested under this, how OpenAI using that content, means it is not that if I have created no one can read. The person can read, they can also use, but they how they are going to economically exploit, that is the matter. So here it is how OpenAI using that content from the New York Times, that will be tested. The nature of copyright works, that yes, whether it is means usable by the public or not, public interest, and is it highly creative, and amount used, whether whole the page I have used in the same manner or there has been modification in the use. So all this will be considered under the copyright. So copyright comes under the science and technology. This is GS paper 2. You should know this Atal Bihari Vajpayee Seva Nahwa, this Atal Setu is in the news. You should continuously revise this longest sea bridge in the country, and it is 22 kilometers long, something like that. Next relevant news that we will take is this: how the satellites work and track the weathers. We see now ki there is the fog condition, there is the high chance of the waterfall, precipitation. All this is done by the this satellite, and you should know that two things that is used for this. One is the radiometer, and second is the atmospheric sounders. Atmospheric sounder. So these are two things that is used. You must be reading that it has explained this how they predict, like the visibility will be the 50 meters in the night, morning hours 50 to itna meter into the UP Bihar, something like that. This has brought with this, and after that it has into that how it used the solar reflection and brightness temperature. This technology, this atmospheric sounder and radiometer, what they use this solar reflectance and brightness temperature, and it is used by the different type of the wave that is radiated by this corresponding brightness of the surface. And brightness temperature here, it is different from the brightness. Brightness temperature means relation between the temperature of an object and the corresponding brightness in the surface, means how it is, means whether it is the very bright, low bright, means what is the brightness, what is the exact light, different color you see na, as per that the brightness you evaluate on this is low, medium, high. So all this thing is major. You should just know solar reflectness and the brightness temperature and the brightness temperature. Solar reflectness, this is one parameter. Second is the solar brightness temperature. Is it clear? Solar reflectness and brightness temperature. Two things you should remember. It is different for the different type of the visibility range. Like it has mentioned that the visible radiation, it is the short wave infrared radiation, thermal infrared radiation, per the change, as per the temperature and the condition it changes. Here it has given that the snow strongly absorbs the radiation of the wavelength 1.6 micrometer. Okay, this is the short wave infrared. So if it is missing, if it is missing, and a satellite will know that there is the snow because this wavelength has been absorbed, so that's give the indication that there is the snow, because satellite will not able to track this wavelength. So same is the for the knowing the clouds. Clouds also have the different parameters that they reflect some wavelength, they absorb some wavelength. For example, amount of blue color is not a difference but a determined by the strength of thermal infrared signal of the wavelength, this micrometers. So when, for example, when it is determining the night microphysics, okay. So what will they know? They will try to know the amount of blue color. There is also the amount of green color varies according to difference between the thermal infrared and middle infrared signal. So difference between the signals also measured. What are the satellites that is being used? We have used the three satellites, Kalpana 1, INSAT 3A and 3D, and now 3DR satellites. These are being used. Recently we have retired this Kalpana, and Kalpana 3 has been retired. Only now at the present only INSAT 3D and 3D satellites are being currently active, and they are in the geostationary orbits. There are different type of orbit. You should know the geostationary orbit. They are the orbits that is the going around the equators. So it is associated with the rounding the equator, and geostationary means if it is always a fixed place with respect to the earth. If the person is watching from earth, and this satellite will be fixed at seems fixed because the speed of earth rotation at this satellite will be same. So for example, if you are riding in a train and there is the parallel train is going on, the speed of same train the other train is same, so you will think that this is the both train or the fixed, they are not moving, but in reality both are moving. The same is that the person at the earth is also moving, the satellite is also moving, but the speed is same, so they will think that they are fixed. So this is the quality of the stationary orbit. So this is all about the most important thing. You should know that this INSAT 3D and INSAT 3DR is used for the weather prediction, and they what the technology they use, radiometers and the atmospheric sounders. Just you don't have to go into the detail. This is all about. Next important news that we will take that is relevant for us. NATO biggest drill that is going to be occurred in the I think May, and this will be the largest number of the troops that is going to be involved in this. Steadfast Defender, this is the name of this exercise. And previous the largest number of the this type of the this is under the NATO that it will ensure that yes, Western allies are safe under the US. So it will ensure, this is also important with respect to the international relation, that impact on the hegemony of the US, how the US influence the Western allies. By this exercise, it will ensure that yes, US will provide the support if there is any attack from the Russia, and it's considered Russia as the main threat. Other important news that we can take is this: the China, it has it has developed this very this mega port into the Peru in the South America. Okay, so this is the entry of the Chinese Belt and Road Initiative. This is the first project that is going to be completed in this 2024. And do you think that who will be more worried? More worried is not the India; it is the US and the Europe, because US and Europe has the influence in the South America. So this is creating, and this is 3.5 billion deep water port, and Chancay is the name of the city where this port has been developed. So you should remember this is the Chancay, Peru. What is the capital of Peru? It is the Lima. Lima is the capital, and you should also remember that whenever you read, you will study the in geography El Nino. So El Nino is the condition when there is the change in the Peruvian this oceanic current, when it's turned from the cold to the warm. So it's become the condition for the El Nino. So you should also remember this. Okay, so this is particularly creating threat for the US as the largest trade partner. It was the trade partner for the South America, but the China is going to replace, and it has the major in this port. The major share is of the Chinese company Costco Shipping. So this can also be given at the example of the neo-colonialism. Neo-colonialism means we will show that everything is doing by you, but externally you are controlling by externally, means not internally. You are going to make all the law. Law will make someone from that country, Peru, or it could be Pakistan, anywhere, but the influence will be of the outer side. So here the port is in the Peru, but the major share is from the Chinese company. So this is all about. In the Belfast is in the Ireland. This is Northern Ireland, that is the part of the UK, and there is the protest is going on to increase the. So you should know Belfast belong from that. The last thing that we are going to read is this: Yanomami indigenous group. They are in the Amazon forest. There is the minor activity that is causing the livelihood issue with this indigenous group. They are the tribal group, and yes, just you should know that where they belong. They belong from the Brazil Amazon forest, and due to the minor activity, there is a threat to their livelihood. Many of them are facing the poverty and other such conditions. That's all. One more important news that we will study is with respect to GS paper 3, inflation. As this particular news is talking about the RBI has predicted a robust growth of 7% in the GDP, and it is due to the consumption to shift in the consumption to the investment. Now people are going to invest more and more, and even the government is going to provide the capital spending. So here it has mentioned the inflation. So whenever inflation come, you should know that headline inflation and core inflation. Inflation is, what is inflation? Whenever there is the change in the price with respect to the time period. Last year, if the price of this pen is was the 100 rupees, and this year it is 150 rupees. So there is the change in the price, 50 rupees, inflation of the 50 rupees. So whenever the inflation of the country is calculated, it is just not the pen. In the country, thousands of the thing that is being sold and purchased by the people. So we create a basket, and in the basket there are the different category of the nature of the commodities and the items. So in the headline inflation, we count everything, whatever is there, vegetable, oil, coal, machines, computer, everything will be included. But in the core inflation, we will reduce those who have the volatile in nature. Means those commodities whose price could be fluctuated for the short period of time due to the sum of the activity. For example, food price is fluctuated so much because vegetable could be a tomato could be the 80 rupees kg, immediately it could be 200 rupees kg, then it could fall to the 30 rupees kg within 1 month. So fluctuation is very high. Same is with the energy, means for the petrol, we do not have the command on the petrol. Petrol is mostly exported, or the any of the crude oil or the crude gas, they are imported. So it depend upon the condition of the international market. So the food price and this energy price is excluded from the core inflation, so that we can make a long term policy. Okay, so just you should know that what is difference between headline inflation and the core inflation. So I have covered most of the area. Now I will conclude my session here. We have completed most of the area, and here we will conclude with request that please try to solve those questions that we are providing with these sessions, 5 6 questions, and you should also try to write this answer on a daily basis, because most of the mains questions, that is from the GS paper 2 and 3, they are from the current affairs. And if you will inculcate this habit of writing answer on a daily basis, it will be easy for you to write the 20 question of the mains as well. So prelims and mains preparation should be overlapping. The daily basis preparation will make you stronger, make you habit to get whatever the demand of UPSC is there, you can fulfill that. So please try to solve this question, also write. In the few after 2 3 4 days, we will try to provide the model answer for those mains questions as well. So yes, here I will conclude my session. All the best for the joining the session. Jai Hind.